Hello and welcome to yet another episode on the African Square. On today's episode, we will be reading about Osei, the wealthy king who walked barefoot. So sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Some time ago, as the legend told, there lived a very wealthy king who ruled over the beautiful kingdom and people of Asante. The kingdom of Asante was renowned for its large mineral deposits, especially gold, which attracted several miners from far and wide. Asante Kingdom was a beauty to behold, with green undulating landscapes, good road network, and rich architecture. The people prided themselves in their wealth and culture, which reflected in their traditional woven dresses and penchant for luxury. King Osei was not left out. He had a liking for gold-embellished regal robes and expensive jewelry. He was also known to have a luxury shoe closet containing more than 1,000 pair of shoes. His closet had become one of the prominent attractions for tourists who visited his magnificent palace. The demands of leading the Asante people increased by the day. King Osei hardly found time for himself and family. Daily, he attended to royal duties in his palace, resolving community and family disputes. At other times, he attended and chaired community festivals or traveled across the regions and foreign countries to attract investors. One evening, on the eve of the annual Asante Cultural Festival, King Osei fell ill. He was standing in front of his regal chair, addressing the 8 leaders of the Asante clan, when his speech gradually became distorted. Before the clan heads could inquire what was wrong with him, he collapsed into his chair and was unable to speak, his eyes wide open and staring into space. "We must take him to the hospital," commanded Kwame, the oldest of the clan head. They quickly summoned the royal ambulance and a few guards who lifted King Osei and carried him into the chair with a stretcher. "Nobody should hear about this," another clan head warned, turning his gaze to the king's guards who remained in the palace. "Not even his wives," he concluded. The clan heads escorted the king to the hospital in a motorcade. They arrived King Dankwa Royal Hospital, built in memory of King Osei's father, and admitted him. It took a while before the doctors could resuscitate him, putting smiles on the faces of the clan heads and his guards. The following day, King Osei requested the presence of the clan heads. When they came, his doctors revealed to them that King Osei would be confined to a wheelchair till his health improves. "Not again!" Kwame screamed. "Is this some kind of curse? This was the same fate suffered by our dear King Dankwa of blessed memory. Now it's happening all over again." And so, the clan heads broke the news to King Osei's family ahead of his discharge from the hospital. On the day of his return, Queen Efia, his first wife, hosted a survival party in his favor. Her thoughtfulness made King Osei emotional, causing him to reflect on his life. That night, when they lay in bed, King Osei thanked Queen Efia for the kind gesture and apologized for his absence. "The Asante people need you," Queen Efia replied in a soothing voice. "It's our duty as wives to always be here for you." Several weeks passed, but King Osei's condition did not improve, despite the presence of an in-house doctor and physiotherapist who were contracted to look after him. One day, while Kwame was visiting King Osei, he met him sitting on his wheelchair, distraught, lost in his own thoughts and staring into the large glass windows overlooking the undulating landscapes of Asante Kingdom. "Is that you, Kwame?" King Osei queried, hearing the sound of the footsteps walking up behind him. "Yes, it is me, my great king," Kwame replied, walking towards him with a long face. "You must be tired out from these physiotherapy sessions. Shouldn't we try something different?" "What do you suggest?" the king asked. Biba, the renowned traditional healer of the Beqwa people. "He won't leave his people to come here," the king added. "Or are you suggesting I go stay with some primitive tribe that won't embrace change?" "Call them all you want, my king," Kwame responded. "The idea is for you to get back on your feet again." King Osei agreed. The next morning, Kwame and some of the king's guards accompanied him to Bequa. They traveled day and night on the rugged and lonesome path that led to Bequa. When they arrived, they were accosted by the Bequa spear-wielding locals at the border. Kwame explained their mission before they allowed King Osei into their border, carrying him on a stretcher made from the bark of trees. The locals wear clothes made from animal skin and walked barefoot, carrying King Osei over a long distance before they reached Biba's hut. King Osei was happy to see the renowned Biba, even though he felt the name outweighed the smallish stature of the bearer. At over 70, Biba was still energetic. He immediately began treatment on King Osei, removing his clothes and making him lie on his stomach before placing small heated clay cups around his body. When he was done, he bent over and sucked air out from the small openings on top of each cup. After a while, he took out the cups and placed heated black stones on the reddened spots. Biba repeated this routine daily. He also gave King Osei herbal mixtures at various times and massaged him with herbal ointments. 4 months later, King Osei was able to stand on his feet again. Biba barred him from wearing any of the luxury shoes he brought with him to Bequa. "The earth, your health," he told King Osei, struggling with his English during one of their evening strolling. "Too much current in your body. Release to earth and you be fine. See," he continued, turning his gaze to some teenagers who played barefoot in the open field. "No one wear shoe. You carry too much prison in head and leg." Biba continued, smiling, pointing at King Osei's head and feet. Daily, King Osei felt better with each walk and gulp of herbal mixtures. After 3 full moons, King Osei was completely healed and back on his feet. He chose to stay a little longer so he could enjoy the natural environment, simplicity, and way of life of the Beqwa people. When he finally made up his mind to go back to Asante, he sent words to Kwame. He told him to come along with gifts for him to appreciate the Beqwa people. Kwame arrived with truckload of food items, mattress and beddings. He also came with gold bars, which King Osei presented to Biba and his people. Too much, my friend Osei, Biba said, accepting the gifts on behalf of his people. We take this, then we start fight, he said, pointing at the gold bars. If we no start fight, then they come for us. Go, keep it for us in Asante. When we need, we come, he said, refusing to keep the gold bars in Bequa. King Osei returned home to a rousing reception. The palace was filled with people. Everyone was surprised to see him walking again, especially now he walked barefoot. He walked up to his royal podium and sat down, enjoying the display by various parade of drummers, dancers, and different cultural troupes. He was grateful for life. Thank you all, King Osei roared, standing on the royal podium. It's good to be home again. He thanked the good people of Asante, his clan heads, and family for standing by him. The next day, he summoned his clan heads and gave them more powers to act on his behalf in their various clans. He announced the auction of his royal robes and shoe collection, instructing them to use all proceeds from the auction to offset the medical bills of his subjects in hospital and to send their children to Bequa annually to learn their skills and way of life. It was not long before the clan heads and a handful of Asante people began to walk barefoot, following the recommendations of King Osei. And like the story goes, King Osei replaced his royal robes with the indigenous and multicolored kente outfit and continued ruling his people, walking barefoot. And with that, we come to the end of today's episode. Remember to subscribe to our channel so you can always stay notified when our next story is available. Thank you for joining us and catch you soon.